Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sean. I'm the GM tonight, and we are playing everyone's favorite heist game, Blaze in the Dark. These are my three lovely players, Abby, Logan, and Sarah.
Together we are the
And
Burgundy Brigade.
Foxfire's
It
in
gives
red.
me so much satisfaction. Don't even
Blood
know why.
red.
Blood
red. Their blood. For me, at least. Anyways, so we had just started a heist per usual, and the three of you had been heading out into the Deathlands, into the abandoned district outside of Doskvol, where all hell runs loose, basically. There are no Sparkcraft walls to protect you from the ghosts and the horrors that live out in the wastes. You had taken your boat to arrive over there, sort of I guess you were stealthy, despite the fact you were in a giant boat. You came from an unexpected angle,
Sean,
and
it was foggy, okay?
it was foggy. Sure,
It was
okay,
foggy.
it was a little foggy, and you sort of exited your boat, landed, got ready to find the black slag key, which is your goal for this heist, and found that you had some maybe unexpected company is a good way to put it. And I believe a couple electroplasmic wisps were heading your way after a delicious fortune roll of 1 for your engagement. So, the three of you have just sloshed through the shallows of the black water of Doskvol and are on the beach. Like I said, I think probably like about 4. It seems like 4 entities are sort of heading your way quickly, and you can see that they have a sort of strange shape to them. They've got the typical ghostly outline of the spirits you've seen in Duskvol, but they're much less human. All of them have sort of been stretched and elongated, or sort of distressed in various ways, and you can tell that they're less sort of cognizant than the usual spirits you find in Duskfall. You know that ghosts live off of life essence, and the longer they go without it, the crazier they get. So you have 4 deadly ghosts bearing down on you. Electroplasmic energy is rippling out from their bodies. They open their mouths, release a horrendous screech. I'm thinking Nazgul style for all you Lord of the Rings fans. And I think one of them even kind of points like a long clawed finger and says, "Thank you for the meal," and kind of they're rushing at you. What
I
do
think
you?
as the wisps are kind of coming up, Sylph doesn't even look up until they scream because she's rummaging through her bag and like pulling out eel jerky, and she's like, "Oh, there it is!" No. And they say thank.
Self,
They
Say, hey, Sylph.
and then they scream, and I look up, and I guess they say thank you for the meal, and she's like, "No, mine."
I forgot you're really hungry. I was like, what are you doing? I forgot you're cursed. Okay.
Possessed by hunger.
I was like, what? It's eel jerky.
And plants. Hunger and plants.
I made a note to myself last time, because I wanted to do this. Like
Grab
Echo!
the jerky from her.
No!
You can have it back when you deal with this.
Yeah. You'll get the jerky when you deal with the ghosts.
I don't wanna! Well, compel only works for one ghost. So.
It works for one ghost. I double checked that before we started.
I
Can you just like attune and just
flashback.
make them all go away?
Bye-bye!
Oh, bye-bye.
You don't have to compel them. Just say, go away.
Get
Go
thee
away.
gone.
These
Or get one ghost
deranged
to fight the other
ghouls that are
ghosts.
after you.
Either that, or I can have us flashback to
Having brought somebody with us, and they can eat that person.
that, or going
That's
to
a
the muse
choice.
and letting them and borrowing them that scary spirit bottle situation from them.
Ooh, I don't think they have that anymore, though. I guess I could spirit bottle.
We all technically have a spirit bottle, at least one, as part of our.
Okay,
arcane
I'll try
abilities.
this and we'll see. I am going to compel one of them. And I'm gonna compel it to call off its friends.
Just do a little ghost sway.
I think you can compel it to try and interfere, but I don't think you'll be able to get it to call off. They're not really the one, perhaps the most cognizant, but the others are just like deranged.
Okay, would you say that that's a limited effect then?
For your original goal, I would say it's 0 effect for your original goal.
Okay, and desperate?
Yes. Oh, it's definitely desperate.
Pa.
You have to start at desperate because you rolled a 1 for your engagement.
Yeah.
You're out in the open, and there's 4 ghosts coming at you, and they're faster than any human usually is. So it's going to be challenging to outrun them, though you can try. You can try and catch them in spirit bottles or like wrangle them.
Sure.
but you
What?
need
Okay.
special tools.
What's the effect if I just get him the one that is talking to interfere with the others, delay them?
I think you could use that maybe as a setup for running away, or as a setup for some other action. That seems good. Or you could use it to buy. Seems like that would buy time to do something else.
Okay.
If you succeeded on compelling it. To call them off, I think it might be able to stop one completely, but then you still have 2 more ghosts
Yeah.
to deal with.
Okay. What would it just? What would
Anyone, I think, can check items? So there's some items that are effective against ghosts.
arcane
so I'm not
implements? I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
then we
you
all
can check items to actually you
Spirit
can fight
Bane.
them. Use Spirit Bane charms, which I think keep them from it will make them less effective, but it won't save you perfectly. I forget where all the items are listed. Oh, standard items.
Also, Sean, if you still have the stream up, can you close it? Your camera's a little skippy. Skippy peanut butter.
My internet's been on the
Jiffy.
fritz.
Skippy, but not Jiffy.
Thank you. What would the position effect be just to run away to begin with?
To run away would definitely be desperate limited, at least.
Okay. I will compel with a tune the one to give us a setup for our, I assume, group prowl that we do.
That would probably be best.
Okay. And that one you said was desperate standard.
Yeah, it would probably be desperate standard.
I'm gonna take Daredevil. I don't even have to pretend it's a crit.
I love it.
Okay, so desperate. So we got a greater effect out of that.
I throw you your jerky.
Let's see. Who is the power of hunger?
Like
compels
jerky
her?
first, and you give it back, and then I.
Ninja star that jerky through the air.
think we'll say for that you can get um maybe a longer lasting effect from this ghost you've compelled. So I think you'll have one more use of it if you
Ooh, cool.
to be used as you see fit. But you compel the ghost, and it kind of like sort of like mind blanks almost as you reach out a hand, and the dark tendrils of he who walks in darkness start to manifest in it, and it kind of. I think it almost like tries to. The best I can say is like wrestle with the other ghosts. Like it tries to physically impede them. They exist sort of in the same plane. Um, they can interact with each other more effectively. But the others are still coming towards you.
Right,
so
let's go,
at a
girls.
slower pace.
I like show you some jerky from like 20 feet away. I'm like, let's go.
We group prowl out of there.
Okay, what are you doing?
Group prowl.
We're sneaking.
We're
leading?
running.
Group sneak.
I can lead. No, someone
I
else.
can lead. I can lead. I have no
Echo's
stress.
leading. Okay.
No stress. No stress.
I'm terrified because I could actually die now. So
Sean, prowl. What's the deal? What's our position effect as a group prowl? I guess we're just following the map towards a temple. That's our grand plan.
You need to get into the sort of city proper. You're kind of on the very outskirts. Like there's some crumbled buildings around here, but you have a feeling it's going to be deeper into the city. You know the key is in an underground sort of temple cult complex that was being used previously.
And we have to use the
and-
starry thing to follow the vortices of energy.
yeah, the
essentially.
tier.
Yeah, the teardrop will help you find sort of the energy signatures. It doesn't really tell you the layout of everything, though. It'll
This just shows
sort
you
of-
how much Echo knows about the situation. She's like, the tier, the star, whatever.
The vortices of power.
I don't
whatever
know.
the wells, the spirit wells. Yeah, and I mean it'll also show you other spirit wells and sort of spirit power locus. So yeah, you are going to be, I think, still desperate and standard.
Okay.
Because you're in a very dangerous area you're not used to, in a place that none of you have ever been before. And I think the most you have is a very outdated map of what the city used to be. What
Nonsense.
this section of the city used to be.
Starting out strong.
Ooh.
Mm,
Should I do Daredevil or no?
no.
Okay. We're good.
Okay,
Woo!
perfect. So,
It's one stress.
with the
Yeah.
other ghosts sort of occupied, they one or two of them keeps trying, kind of like pulling ahead and nipping at your heels as you run away, but then gets yanked back by the one you've compelled. Yes.
I have a technical
Abby.
question. If I just got enough XP and prowess to level up, but I want to not do it now, can I just save it? Or do I have to do it?
You don't have to do
Okay.
it.
I think I've been
think
waiting till the
technically
end.
you get it immediately.
Do I have to, though, is my question. Because I have 3-3-3-1 and I do not want another Dawn Wreck.
I know exactly why you're asking this. I have no idea. It would take me far too long to.
We'll
learn
just say I
that.
can save it. That's fine.
Oh, we'll just say you can save it.
Yeah.
I this whole time have not been immediately leveling up if I
There we go.
filled a bar. So
Well, you should have been.
sorry.
Probably, if I remember correctly. Anyways, yes, you can save it. Okay. So, the three of you head on deeper into the city proper. As you finally get away from the ghosts, you start to hear a little sort of like pit pat against the cold stones, as well as a quick flash, and it seems like a storm is rolling in. Um, Lightning strikes and thunder ripples through the city, as well as through the ruins, and rain starts to fall, kind of shrouding the
Ryan,
entire
where did
place.
you come from?
Rain, get out of here! We're on a
Rain,
mission!
stop falling! God! Sober up!
And like I said earlier, though, you can also hear in the distance there seems to be a scuffle happening, some like gunshots going off, some yells, people say, kind of be like, get in there, get them out of there right now. And another person says, fall back underground, we can get them in the corridors.
I forgot that it's like Mad
And-
Max out here.
Yeah. I also forgot to mention that there's the threat of miasma throughout the Deathlands as well. So you never know
What
when
is
a cloud
that?
of miasma, deadly miasma
Do
will.
tell us what a deadly miasma is.
I don't know. It's deadly and it's
Is
miasma.
it like a humor, an
It's a
ill humor?
cloud. It's a cloud of death for the Deathlands,
It's like an acid cloud, I imagine.
I guess.
Okay.
Poisonous gases, probably. Okay. But otherwise, rain has started to fall. You're prowling through the city as you get closer and closer. The city itself, like we've mentioned, it's not really a city, sorry, the district is in disrepair. The stone buildings falling apart, the canals kind of deteriorating, water is sloshed everywhere. Parts of it have sunk in
Sad tear.
into the waves, and some of it is still standing. And yeah, you just need to get deeper and deeper. If you'd like, you could see what's going on with that kerfuffle, or you could try and avoid it.
I'm gonna offer my ghost friend a piece of jerky after he's rejoined us from fending off the other ghost.
I don't think he's really hanging around in that sense. I think you know that you still have some tether of power to it, but they're not
Sad.
following you around like a pet.
Can I maybe survey the area to see either I guess see what this little kerfuffle is and see try to avoid it.
Yeah, you should be able to survey. Let me double check survey, see what it says specifically. I feel like we don't use it very often. Yeah, you can definitely survey.
Ooh, can I?
But you might need to
survey
get from a better
to gather
perspective.
information to say what should I be on the lookout for with this little Mad Max group.
Sure. You'll be, I think, risky limited
Okay.
because
Do
it's
you,
raining and you don't have a good perspective.
Would you say that this is gathering info to anticipate threats in the current situation?
Yes.
Okay, I get +1 effect level.
Okay.
So what was I? I was desperate.
Risky limited.
Risky limited.
limited?
So you'd
So
be
now
risky
risky
standard.
Okay. You know what? Maybe I'll trade position for effect. And it is raining, and I'll say, even though I'm a bodyguard and I get +1 effect, I can't see through this rain, so I'll get a little close.
Okay.
Get a good lookout.
You start to move ahead of the group and try to find a good vantage point from the sort of from some of the crumbling buildings, peeking through an old. Maybe you climb up sort of one level and peek through an old deteriorated window. Yeah, just peeking your head over real fast. Okay, roll that. Roll.
Oof.
Study?
survey. They're the same. I clicked the wrong one.
Okay. Are you gonna re-roll? Or are you gonna keep that 6?
I think I'll keep the 6.
How surprising. Okay, so you peek your head over and you see what seems to be you hear your favorite sound like music to your ears, and the whinnying of horses is in the distance, as well
What's
as
a
some
horse?
clip clopping stomping. They exist. You're not used to them, but they
What's
exist.
wrong
Horses
with that goat?
exist. That's a huge ass goat.
Where's that goat's horns? Why is its face so long?
Has no horns. Its face is very long. It's very tall and lean. Um, you hear the clip clopping of horses, as well as once again more shouting. You see some people on foot as well. And you see kind of 2 sides seem to be fighting each other. One seems to be like a sort of roll something. Roll study with fate.
Yeah,
That's
just a
probably
steady fortune.
plenty. Yeah, just a steady fortune. Sorry, I said fate.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, great. You've been reading up on the on other sort of major gangs within Doskvol lately, and you see those horses. You see a glint of silver on their hands, and as well as you notice, they got a couple of them have very special sort of arcane lances, and you realize that this is Silver Nails, which is a gang that is of Severosi descent, and they're known for their ability to deal with ghosts, basically. They're used to living out without the spark walls and stuff, and they're sort of like a quasi mercenary group, quasi gang. They often go into the Deathlands and into this district specifically to try and search for treasures. And they seem to be fighting. What you quickly notice are the Deathland scavengers, who you can tell by their sort of unique gas masks that they tend to wear, as well as the sort of raggedy clothes and ramshackle sort of. They have, I think, some kind of homemade lightning hooks, like the railjacks normally use to fend off ghosts too. And the forces seem to be locked in a sort of skirmish. For what? You're not quite sure.
Does
But
either side seem to be winning, or are they just sort of at a stalemate at the moment?
It seems tentatively like the Silver Nails are doing better. The Silver Nails seem more confident, and you hear kind of some shouts of retreating from what you think is the Deathland Scavengers side.
Okay.
Deathland Scavengers, it's a little. You didn't really think they hung around this area, but they have little, not hideouts, but little safe havens everywhere. So
Okay.
it's not unsurprising.
I'll clamber back to the group and I'll say, well, that kerfuffle is a silver hand versus Deathland Scavenger.
Silver Nails.
Silver Nails. I was in prison with one of them. They're a formidable group, I guess. We could just try and avoid them, or maybe we could try and get them to escort us somehow.
Yeah, what if can we take? I mean, unless they're actually actively retreating, we could take a side, and then maybe whoever we help would help us in return.
Yeah, it does look like the Silver Nails are winning, but maybe we can watch, and maybe when one of them's about to get taken out, we intervene and save them, and then they owe us a life debt that they have to repay by taking us to this godforsaken district.
Perfect.
Sounds good to
A
me.
life debt that we maybe organize. Just weaken that.
Okay, so do you want to just hold off and see what kind of happens, or do you want to actively?
Yeah.
I think
intervene?
we
'Cause
should
otherwise
enter
we'll
the
just
fray.
do some fate rolls.
I think so. My goal is to, when one of the Deathland Scavengers, maybe like as they're retreating, they take a pot shot at one of the silver nails and just like will hurt one as they're retreating. And my goal is to stop that from happening by like right when they're about to do it, skirmish them and so that they miss their shot. But that
So
does
you
seem
want
to
to
be a
see the
pretty unique
individual.
situation. So if we need to set that up somehow.
Yeah. So I think the Silver Nails are a pretty tight mercenary group. So they're gonna be. They don't really work on an individual level as much. Um, the Deathland Scavengers are more individualistic. I think like the Silver Nails might bring you to their leader if you save one of them or something. Figure out what's going on. But the Deathland Scavengers might be more like a solo guide if that's what you want.
I guess yeah.
Would we be able to hire the Deathland? Well, either side. If it's like, if they're a mercenary group, I'm assuming they're like open to money.
Yeah, I mean, I think both sides are open to money. Everyone's open to money in Doskvol. Yeah, you just have to decide what you want to try and do, how you,
What about the money?
what
money.
action you want to take, I
money.
guess.
Maybe
that
we
make
could
sense?
like
Could try and survey again. I
take
guess, if you wanna wait
advantage
for
of the
just right moment.
situation and go in and take out one of the mercenaries, and then we can just have him as a hostage and make him.
Oh, so the opposite of
The opposite. The like
Extorting.
make not friends. How to make you not our friends
Mhm.
versus friends.
I guess yeah, I could gather information, see like what they want the most, and then with that we can try and play off of that, or we could just try and save one of them and then use that as an opportunity to talk to them and see if they could just walk us to this district on their way home or whatever.
Mhm.
Or we could just join the Deadland Scavengers because they're losing, and then we could win, and then they would owe us something.
Those big goats are scary, though.
Wait, which side has the big goats?
The Silver Nails.
Okay, well, I do not want to fight a goat.
Much less a big goat. Extra large
big
goat.
goats.
XXL goat.
That aren't actually
Befriend
goats.
that XXXXXXL goat.
Doskvol has big goats too, so they got like workhorse goats.
I know, but
Okay.
our luck when it comes to going against a goat is
Either
very
you
low.
have to make an action roll to try and get a specific side, or I'll make you roll a fate die, and that will decide which side you can kind of get at the right moment. If you want to try and do like the helping thing,
Mhm.
or you can take a more active role, like Sylph was saying.
If I wanted to, like, sneak off and like get into a building where one of them like could go in and shelter, and then just knock them out when they go in and shelter, and like, oh, they go missing, and then they're ours. What would that be?
That's a great question. So you want to find someone where they might be sheltering, basically?
Yeah,
and then...
Like a
Just take
Silver
'em out.
Nails or like a Death
No, a
Nails?
Deathland Scavenger.
Okay.
Definitely a hunt roll.
Hunt, Sean. I want to roll
Yep.
prowl. What would that be? I'm
Carefully
sneaking.
track a target.
I'm not
She does nothing
tracking.
carefully.
I'm just sneaking around finding one and then knocking them out.
She wants to do it patiently.
Yeah, you could also try and prowl. It might just have a different
Yeah, what would the
Position and
position and effect
effect.
be? That's what I am curious about.
Okay, then you should have said you wanted to prowl in the first place. Let's see. Position and effect for prowl. Probably risky. Probably risky 0 to get a silver nail. Probably risky limited to get a death land scavenger.
And
Okay.
if I wanted to skirmish a Deathland Scavenger to sort of like free up a silver nail, What would that be?
Yeah, like Duchess and I
Probably
just joined the fight.
risky standard.
Risky standard.
Sean, can I
Just join the fight and help one side
join
in a little scuffle.
if Echo just like strolls in and instead of fighting, she's like consorting. So she's she's like, oh yeah, nice hit.
So, if you wanted to do something social, I don't think you'd be able to do something social with the Deathland Scavengers because they seem to be more like
Silver nails.
on
No,
the
I'm
run,
thinking silver
losing.
nails.
Silver Nails, you see there's a couple of them that are kind of just like giving commands and watching the situation, and they're not really actively engaged in the fight right this second.
I just
You
want them
might
to
be able
like
to go
turn
over
around
them.
and then see me there being like,
That'd
yes.
probably be desperate limited.
Can I set up her social bit by like quote unquote saving one of them, and then they're like, "Oh, we're not gonna just sick our goats on you at first sight."
Yeah,
But we don't.
They're goats. They're goats that I think are specifically mentioned to be able to fight ghosts too, which I think is
Ooh.
amazing.
We don't want a silver nails
yeah, you can
though,
always do a
right?
setup.
Because they're gonna take us to their leader, and that's too much. They're
No,
not
we're
gonna
just
like.
say no. We don't want that. We're just
gonna say,
tag
"No,
along
can
as you're walking
pay you
through.
for a
Don't mind
side
us."
job." Yeah.
But if
Just
we get a
can we-
scavenger, we could actually get them to guide us to like exactly where we need to go instead of just like tagging along. Maybe they're headed the opposite direction.
Yeah, but they don't seem to be very good because they just lost to this other group.
But they still know the Deathlands better
Well, the
than
Silver
we do.
Nails are tier 3 and the Deathland Scavengers are tier 2.
I feel like Deathland Scavengers are less effective against ghosts and miasma, which
But
may
we
or may
have
not.
Sylph, so she's fine with being the one.
Deathland Scavengers live in the Deathlands. They are the most capable people for Deathlands, followed probably by the Silver Nail.
I'm gonna. You guys can do your plan, but I'm gonna do my plan too.
I thought your plan was to befriend the silver nails by capturing a Deathland
No,
Scavenger.
we're just
That's
gonna
why I
take
was
this one for our
confused.
own and stay out of it completely.
Well, maybe I can still just get like hot tips from them,
Yeah.
you know? Like we might separate ways, but I can still be like, "Oh, hey, casually, have you heard of anything like this? Where might it be? Okay, thanks, bye. Have a nice day. Can we have a ghost hunting goat, please?"
Okay.
How are you going to get them to help us if we kidnap them?
Because we're gonna tell him we're gonna kill him unless he helps us, and then he'll be free after he helps us. Bam.
Or he can just lead us into a pit of doom.
I'm gonna slip away and find that guy and knock him out. Gently.
Does
enough
anyone
to
want
not
to stop
kill him.
her from slipping away?
No, but she's at effect 0, so I'm going to do my own thing over
No, I'm
here.
at effect limited.
Okay.
But I'm gonna swap position for
I'm gonna
effect,
do
so
my
I'll
own
be
thing over
desperate
here.
standard.
I'll watch her do this, and if it goes
We're just
poorly-
gonna see her, plants spring up where
They're
she
tier
is.
2.
Wait. To find a Deathland Scavenger, yes, you're risky limited.
Yeah, risky
Yes.
limited. Swap position for effect, desperate standard. I'll also check my fine shadow cloak to get greater effect.
Sure. Okay.
You're getting a
Trying to
Deathland
think real
Scavenger?
fast.
Okay.
Yes, that is fine.
Okay. I'll take Daredevil too. Five! Fuck you.
Hey. So you
She loses her jerky in the process.
let's see. What are our consequences for this gonna be? Well, you do it. So you kind of sneak up next to Duchess, have a whispered conversation about what the best plan is, quickly disagree, and then go off to do your own thing. You hear some of them talking about moving underground into the tunnels, and you quickly see one Deathland scavenger kind of skirting around a building, trying to get away from the silver nails, and you follow them into one of the sort of decaying buildings, and he's about to pull open a sort of trap door in the bottom, a cellar door, it looks like, when you just give him a good old bonk on the head. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So you think. Technically get greater effect.
I was actively trying not to be seen by anybody else. That was my intent.
Yes. Yes. Let's see. I think I actually think I'll just reduce your effect
Okay,
to
that's yeah.
stay standard, which so you'll just get your action and you won't get the greater.
Cool.
There's no greater I can think of. You have a conked out Deathland Scavenger. They're heavy.
How do
They
I
have a
move
mask on.
somebody?
They have, it looks like a pistol, maybe some daggers, and maybe a spirit bottle.
Okay, well, I'll take that stuff. Put it on myself.
Okay, including the mask.
No, he can keep the mask. Unless, is it like a weird spirit warden mask where it's like special?
No.
Okay. So I'll
No,
just
looks like a gas mask.
potato sack him over my shoulder and haul him back to the team.
Okay, does the team do anything in the meantime? This, I assume, took at least a couple minutes.
Yeah.
At least 5-10 minutes.
I feel like Echo saw this disagreement and interaction and promptly did not go and go up to the silver nails until Duchess and I had come up with a secondary plan. Are you still doing the same thing, Duchess? Duchess, what are we doing?
I guess I was gonna set you up to talk to someone. We could talk to that potato sack, or we could talk to the goat keepers.
Go keepers.
Yeah, I think the during kind of this what's happening during all this is, like I said, the scavengers are trying to like retreat into some sort of underground tunnel set. Some of the silver nails are following them, and I think there's like 3 that weren't sort of actively engaged, but they dismount and they draw their weapons, and it looks like they're gonna head down after the scavengers too. So soon everyone is going to have kind of moved their foray into the tunnels.
Look at that problem is solving itself, unless that is the underground where we need to go, in which case that's gonna be a problem.
Considering it was the underground cult temple thing, probably.
Is it the only underground place in this entire district is right there?
We've been checking
not
our
saying it's the only place, but
teardrop.
it's
Is it here?
It's probably lots of connected places. If you check the teardrop, you see it's not. You're not like right above
Okay.
it or anything.
Okay.
It's a little ways away.
Are there any fallen people? Like, are there any?
Rain back there?
Rain is all over. Rain fell all over. Are there any like on either side?
Roll a fate die.
Fate die. Just one.
Yes.
Should not make me laugh, but it does every time.
Whoa!
6. Okay, so yes, you see there's one scavenger who seems to have been unnoticed, and he's kind of like dragging himself across the ground to get away from the kerfuffle. You see also that the silver nails are helping one of their own, and they seem to have taken a scavenger prisoner as well at the moment.
It's a lot of opportunities.
I could go take that one out. Pats the sledgehammer under my skirt.
She's ready. I'm ready to take him out. Echo's like, no, we could help him, and then he would be willing to help us, and then we don't need potato sack guy.
You
Who
don't
might
know
be a little
about.
resentful.
You don't know about Jared.
Jared. Jared fell so far.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Oh, how the mighty have. So it sounds like basically, Sean, no silver nails are like vulnerable at this point. It's just really.
No, they have the advantage at the moment. So they're doing okay. The Deathland Scavengers are definitely vulnerable ones. You don't have to interact with these people at all. You could just try and find your way with using the tier.
We got a Jared
or-
and we got a tier. I feel like that's all. That's adding more things into the mix might be more complicated. But if okay, so when I was asking about any people fallen, I was also thinking like, is there any object that I could snatch that would make that I could like use as a disguise or like as a future distinguishing like a badge where I can be like, look, I'm a silver nail. You know, that kind of a thing.
The only thing that sets them apart, I mean, they have a pretty unique, they have Severosi style clothing and armor, kind of like specialized riding leather, I think. And they're infamous for a silver nail that they use to protect themselves from spirits. But like if they lost that, it would be not good. Like that'd be like losing, I don't know, something incredibly important. So
Okay, well, there goes that idea.
doesn't just fall off, yeah. Unless
Are
you
there-
flashed back and made one somehow.
Yeah, I might flash back later, but not right now.
Are there 2 Deathland Scavengers?
No. There's one wounded one who seems to be trying to just get himself to safety.
Okay.
There's one currently slung over the shoulder of your compatriot, and there's one who seems to have been taken prisoner.
Okay, I'll go up to the. I'll be right back. You just wait for Potato to get back. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go over to the one who's trying to get himself to safety.
Okay. They're sort of dragging themselves. You see they're bleeding from what looks like a gunshot wound to the leg, and they're kind of like dragging at the moment, trying to get on their feet, maybe a little bit. Do you just walk up like totally blasé?
Are they like walking and
You
trying to
try to
get
be
into a
stealth.
building?
Yeah, I imagine like they're in like they're like turning down an alleyway to try and slip into an alley and maybe find an empty building they can just rest for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like walk out to them, but like I'll go to where they're. I can move quicker than them because I'm not shot in the leg at the moment. Get to where
Probably.
they're going, and then like be waiting for them. Not really hiding, but like then when they walk in, I'll be like, "Oh, hello," and then I want to kill them with skirmish and take their mask, their little gas mask.
Okay, yeah. You you are in the building and they enter the building and you have a skirmish.
Yes, I go, "Hello, I need that mask," and then I want to just like hit them with the back of the sledgehammer really hard. And skirmish.
Okay. They see you and they do draw probably a little
A pistol? We haven't had a pistol drawn on Duchess in a while.
No, I think they probably lost their pistol, so it's raining. They probably draw like a saber. But they're also not looking so good. But you will have to roll.
Yeah.
Skirmish. You're gonna be risky. I think just risky standard.
Risky standard. Okay, that's fine. Six.
Okay, perfect. So they draw their blade, but they aren't fast enough. You quickly clonk them in the head with the back of the sledgehammer. Did you mark your sledgehammer, by the way, for weight?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And did you actually want to kill them or just knock them out?
I'm vicious. They're dead.
Okay, they die. You hear their neck snap as you slam it, and they fall to the ground lifeless. You can
Perfect.
see that they have gas mask. There's a scimitar, probably a bit of supplies. Not a whole lot.
Pick up the gas mask. Oh, it's just my size. Okay, and I'll walk back to
Echo! Thump.
Echo. I got this mask.
I got this person.
And Echo's like, great!
Duchess, I got you this pistol.
Thank you. I also got myself this mask.
Perfect.
Wonderful. I feel like I take a little bit of water and I mix a little trance powder into it with this, and I force feed it to. I like wake up the guy and I like force feed it to him.
It's been a while since we force fed someone trance powder.
And while this is happening,
man.
I'm muttering to myself, Echo, I could have just convinced him, but you had to go and knock him upside the head. Now I gotta trance powder him.
Echo, nobody's gonna believe
you-
you with your weird body.
Oh, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna go back to my boat and leave all of you here. Bye-bye.
33% of this boat.
I don't know if you do. I'm bankrolling our tier upgrade.
You're stealing from us every single time.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You
What am I
wake up
supposed to do,
this
Sean?
person. They
Yes, wait.
come to and they're I guess they kind of like what and they're tranced.
Just relax. Honey, just relax. We're your new friends. We need to go. We need to find, this super secret thing. And we need your help to get us through the tunnels safely. You think you can do that, Jared?
Okay. Yeah, you'll still need to roll, but I think you'll be controlled. Probably just controlled standard. I don't
Like
think there's
roll
really
a
an
sway?
Yeah, roll something. You still technically have to convince them.
You could consort
Controlled
with him.
standard?
if
I
you
could.
wanted.
I mean, it's the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, controlled standard. I mean, if you really want, you can switch something to get greater effect. Or if you'd like, you can be risky greater.
But
for
I'd
the
have to think of
transporter.
some way to
Well,
make it risky.
I mean, you can choose either one. Whether you'd like the trance powder to make you controlled or greater.
I don't know. What?
Do greater.
I think greater.
A greater. Yeah. Okay. So maybe I don't put a whole lot in because I don't want him to be totally out of it. So I'll say that that's I just do barely enough.
We'll just be real
Okay,
nice to him
yeah.
and he'll like us.
You see that lady over there? She saved you from a silvernail who hit you on the back of your head. Not her, somebody else.
I hear there's someone running around just killing Deadlanders left and right with sledgehammers. I'd be on the lookout for him.
Hide sledgehammer behind skirt. What's my risky?
Risky greater.
Risky greater.
Oh gosh, gotta redo. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Greater. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Perfect. Okay. So you sway them successfully. They kind of come to their little. You see their eye. Their like pupils dilate a little bit, but you gave them a small dose. They're relatively there. They're like, oh my gosh, the silver nails. They've just been harassing us for the last week about all this. Thank you so much for helping me. What did you need to find again?
It's none of your business. You'll just take us there.
Where am I taking you?
We gotta follow. Echo's like,
I'll
"If
pull
I
up the
do-"
tier and I'll show him this little like bloop bloop.
So, you think your day's been crazy? We gotta find a super secret key. Like, what is it called? Slag? The slag?
The
key?
slag
Black
key.
slag key.
Yeah, just the black slag key. Don't worry about it, Jared. We just need to follow this tier thingy to get to there. And it's probably in a hidden temple. How do you think you can work with that?
Yeah.
We have a map, and I pull out like the old map.
We know you're really competent, Jared.
Yeah.
Jared. You're up for
Jared,
promotion, Jared. You're
Jared.
good.
He's like, oh, I think, and he kind of like looks closer at the sort of way it's pointing, and he's like, oh, we had just been trying to investigate an area over there, but there's some crazy shit. So I'll take you, but I can't do anything to protect you. That's for sure.
What kind of crazy shit we talking?
I don't know. We sent some people out to scout it, and only one made it back. The other one was mumbling about something crazy, and then we just decided to call it off for the moment. There's too many spirits that seem to go over that way, and whatever is over there, it's too much. It's not worth the effort. But I can get you pretty close.
Well, Jared, I'll put my arm around him. We made a deal with the devil, so we're gonna go get it, Jared.
Echo's
Didn't
like,
we all,
did
sister?"
not make a deal.
As we like start heading out, I'm gonna like motion for Echo to hang back for a hot second.
What?
Echo, that was really cool how you convinced him. You're really good at like talking to people and convincing them, aren't you? Anyway, if you ever tell anyone about the black flag key again, I'll make sure you will never speak again. Okay, let's go. I'll pat you on the back and then link
And
arms
I
and
just
head
like
on
roll
out.
my eyes. I'm like, oh, she's still on the crazy train.
Okay. Yeah. So Jared starts to sort of furtively lead you through the city. He kind of whispers like, I think most of them went into the tunnels already, so we might actually be safer up here.
Okay.
Plus the range, keep any of the poison clouds from coming our way.
That makes sense.
So he starts to lead you
We chose you for a reason, Jared.
closer
Because you're
to
expendable.
key. Let's see. I think he's not infallible though. So either I think one of you needs to roll something and he will like support that roll, or almost like leading a
Mm-hmm.
cohort, whatever they're called, kind of that style of rule, or he can do like an expert role, I guess, too, whichever
it
we think
be
is better.
A survey or like a hunt?
It's up to you. The action can be whatever you want. He is kind of prowling through, but you could survey to help him. Because I think that would make sense. Hunt could work, but I think that's usually people.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna argue for a hunt. I'll take a survey.
I mean, if he's
Yeah.
gonna have an expert role, he's tier 2, so he'll get 3 dice.
Yes.
Hmm.
But I mean, I'll give you. It will have. It'll be a consequence roll.
Yeah.
It won't just be a fate roll or something.
For
Or
him.
full
So
check.
I could set him up then, I guess. Could
Yeah, I
I
was
set
trying
him
to
up?
double check real quick how the cohorts work.
You have to like command them to do things.
It doesn't have to be command. I don't.
It doesn't.
think.
Okay.
We don't have a cohort, so that's why I was like, oh, maybe we could try that real fast, and then I remembered that I don't know the rules.
No, I kind of want to spend our level up to hire Jared to Foxfire. That would be fun.
Just have Sylph go out with a mind explode this time, and then you can play Jared. Jared.
I don't want to play
We
Jared. I just want to have
Are required to
Jared.
have a character named Jared in every game now. That is a rule. Jared.
Cohorts.
You really have a bright future here with Foxfire.
Mhm.
She's
You'll
Oh,
start
yeah,
out as
yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
unpaid intern. Before you know it, you'll be an unpaid employee.
You
I
can set
want-
a cohort to achieve a goal. You roll their quality to see how it goes, or
Quality.
you can lead a group action.
Mm.
You roll the appropriate action. Whatever you want.
We could group survey with Jared.
Yeah.
He can lead, or we have to lead him.
Jared,
You
you
have
take
to
that
lead.
stress.
You have to lead the group action. But he gets to roll his die with you,
Yeah.
alongside you.
I don't know how many die you guys have, but I do not have very many in survey.
Maybe just Jared and I can group.
Okay.
I have
survey.
one survey, yeah.
Jared and I will group survey. Just me and my friend Jared.
Okay. So then you need a roll survey, and then you'll roll 3 dice for his survey.
Okay. What is my?
It's gonna be risky standard.
Okay, I'm gonna trade position for effect, and I'm gonna say, Jared. I know you said it was really dangerous, and I know there's literally something spooky right there, but we're gonna go check it out, and we're gonna be very careless as we are thorough in our surveying.
Very careless. Okay.
Ooh, okay, Jared.
So what? You're desperate greater now.
Yes, and then now I roll 3 for Jared.
3 for Jared. You can just roll misfortune or whatever.
I'll just roll mine and give myself a bonus die. This is
Yeah,
Jared's.
that works too.
5.
Okay, 5. You
And then
succeed.
I take a stress for my own failure.
Yeah.
You take a
Okay.
stress for your own failure. And there's still consequences. Okay. So let's see. What is going to be the consequence?
I want a shirt that has 360 print, but it's just Jared's. Like, all the way around.
I would love that. Hashtag would
Be
wear it all the
pretty
time.
funny. It's just like a black shirt with Jared written
And
over
white.
every
Everywhere.
square inch of that shirt. And like different fonts.
Jared.
That would be hilarious.
Jared.
So the two of you are making swift progress, leading the group, keeping your eyes peeled. Your greater effect is going to be that Jared is like, this is as far as we've ever gone before, but I think I can get you a little bit closer. And
You the man, Jared.
hopefully nothing kills us.
Don't worry,
And
Jared. If
so
you die,
You go
everyone
first,
already
Jared.
thinks you're dead.
he opens up, he like goes into one of the nearby buildings and is like about to, I think, let's see. I think he's he's about to sort of open another classic trapdoor. Doskvol's filled with them. Cellar door, and I think as that happens, you hear sort of like crunchy crumble as lightning flashes, and you hear a huge burst. Light flashes everywhere and a lightning bolt has struck one of the sort of buildings right next to you, and a shower of stone and metal is coming your way as a building literally falls on top of you.
What?
Yeah. For level 4 harm
To
For all of
Duchess?
us?
to Duchess.
To whom? To Duchess. Okay. I would like to push myself to perform a feat of physical force that verges on superhuman to
Can't do that.
hold up that building. I can't do that? What do you mean?
No, because we have to resist it at this
You
point.
have to resist it's a consequence. It's not an
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna resist it. Which one?
Prowess.
Prowess? I guess if I want to just shrug it off. What if I
You just sledgehammer that building as it falls onto you.
Okay, Sean. Hear me out.
It's like croquet.
It's slow motion. Jared and I both see this building, and it's clearly about to hit me. It's falling onto my spot, and I stare him down, and I make him accept his fate, and then he'll trade positions with me, and then he gets crushed by the building. And it's willpower.
No. No. I think
Okay.
it's
You wanted that
definitely
plus 1d to
prowess.
resolve roll.
Yep.
I see you.
Is there a
Okay.
way to reduce it by more than just one level? No,
Nope.
it's impossible.
not unless I decide to let that happen with
Yeah.
a resist roll, but I won't. Because I haven't in the past.
You also have just had my hand at level 4 harm in the past, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're only getting better and better, so I feel like I need to up the ante.
Can you resist a harm more than once to reduce it? No, okay.
I think the rules say you can, but Sean doesn't let us.
Can you?
I'm pretty sure you can. But anyway, so I
let's
resist
see.
that, and then I'll check armor. And then, what's my loads? Heavy.
I feel like
Check greater armor.
if the entire consequence isn't level 4 harm and it's each tier, then each level of harm is like its own consequence. But I could be wrong. In terms of resisting.
Let me read real fast. You may only roll against a given consequence once. So that's why it's one situation of harm happening, it's one consequence, and that is level 4 harm.
But usually when you resist a consequence, it goes away completely, which is why you... I guess that makes sense.
I
yeah,
get to
I
adjust which
understand.
consequences are reduced versus avoided completely.
Gotcha.
That is GM's
Okay.
discretion. Also, in the past, I've never let you avoid harm completely,
Yep.
except for maybe once or twice. So, I've set that tone. Y'all want your desperate rolls? You're gonna get the bad consequences.
Woo!
I think you rolled 4 desperate rolls with 6s previously, so I don't feel bad.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Well, and you still have armor to check, right, Logan?
I mean, yes.
Okay, so did you check regular armor or heavy armor?
I'm deciding.
Okay, why don't we take a 10-minute break? The stones are falling, thunder ricochets throughout the city. Jared ducks out the other direction, but the path
We all
to
go no. And
the
Duchess-
black slag key is open, and you feel an inexorable pull towards this magnetic force. Ba ba ba.
We're back.
We're back.
Cha!
Cha.
Stones are falling from the sky. The crumbling tower is falling onto Duchess. And
Until Echo shoots up into the front in a strange and unexplained burst of speed. Weird, eerie ether glow emanating from her body and her muscles contorting in like weird, strange ways. A la, like Irish berserker. And she grabs Duchess and pushes her into Jared and just
throws her.
and just like girl handles this building.
girl
and
handles this building.
pushes it so it doesn't, not like pushes it back up, but she like, if it was falling straight at them, she just kind of like reroutes it to fall like to the side, however it's falling.
She goes to get an engineering degree and she puts it back up safe and sound.
Safe.
Won't fall down
Hashtag
anymore.
no. She
Roll
lets it.
that resistance roll.
Is it a resistance roll with prowess?
Mhm. Yes, with prowess.
Cool. Cool-in for the win. Let's do it.
Nice job.
Beautiful. 6, so no stress. You do take level 4 harm, but you've resisted down to level 3. Do you want to check any armors?
Yes, I always literally forget how armor works. I want to check heavy.
Heavy armor, yeah.
So you check armor and then heavy armor, so it's 5
Yeah.
total.
So it's 5 load, and then that reduces me down to what?
To 1, level 1
Level
harm,
1
which you
harm.
ignore due to your toughest nail.
Yeah. So
Yeah, tough as nails.
Yeah.
building shakes.
Yeah.
Crushed
Yeah.
to near death.
Crushed to near death. It tumbles to the side. You get kind of sprayed with sort of brick and mortar and shards of metal, but you're wearing
just
your
see me
extra tough
covered in
armor.
dust, and I have just glowing my like eyes, and a glow is just like emanating from like all of my pores through this like thick
Ether's
dust
pulsing through your veins.
It's great.
Jared is
Echo, thank you for
very
saving me.
scared, wide-eyed and very scared.
And I feel like my
Slap him.
voice is different.
Get
I'm like,
together, Jared.
don't worry about it.
I'll say but there's something, and I'll like reach down, get some more dust, and like put it on to cover up more of your weird body, and be like, there you go. This is a good look.
A little
for
bit
you.
of
Just
makeup
a
to help
little
with that.
little more here. Oh,
Some
you got
foundation.
Some
I'm like,
weird.
you don't see anything wrong, right? I'm totally
No, you look
Gorgeous, darling.
gorge.
Gorge.
Doesn't she,
Just
Jared?
gorge.
You look gorge. Look at Jared.
Jared
We're
is
both
speechless.
Gagatronda. You're so gorgeous.
Okay,
I hear a toss and walk away. Okay.
Great.
Jared.
Jared.
Go. It'll fade. Okay, don't comment on her weird body. She doesn't like it. She gets angry.
I'm not weird.
I was like, I meant to tell it to Jared, not you.
Jared keeps his mouth wisely shut, and the sort of entrance to the tunnels is in front of you. It is very dark, and you see a stairs leading down into just kind of I think a very like rustic sort of. It's a stone kind of. It's stone. It's got a lot of. It's very wet. There's of course condensation dripping, slime mold growing everywhere. It leads deeper, kind of underground. And Jared tells you, he's like, "This should definitely get you to whatever it is you're looking for." I don't even remember anymore.
That's great. Don't mention it again.
Before we enter these tunnels, I'm gonna fall to the back with Jared to get a little side convo with Jared.
Jared has just become
Jared?
our middle.
I'll just be like, girls, you go ahead, check it out. I'm sure it's fine.
You can like, I think also you can see sort of like in this area, you can see sort of the glow of like of spirits, like unformed spirits, kind of just like wisping through, like getting denser. Like the further, if you stayed above ground, the further you go. But spirits don't really care about physical barriers, so you're sure they're also underground. And so Jared's kind of like, I can't go any further.
Jared.
Like they'll just kill me.
Jared.
What would Jared do? He would go into that tunnel and die.
Jared, you did not do a good job leading us here. You said there would be dangers, but there was just a crumbling building, and you almost killed my friend. So you are going to take us into that goddamn building, or so help me God, I will send you to He Who Walks in Darkness.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna command Jared to come with us.
Okay, you're going to be
as your savior, you will do what I say.
Probably controlled, limited. Yeah.
Okay. Can I swap position for effect twice?
No.
Okay, I'll just do it for risky standard then.
Sure.
I want to scare Jared so much that is more scary than what's in these tunnels, so he's gonna go in those tunnels. That's the goal.
Okay, how are you doing that?
I mean, so I think Sylph is pretty scary. She's got like her scales, which are probably more intense than they have been previously. Thanks, Obsidian Star, bro. And the Obsidian Star kind of like leeches out and like you said tendrils like crawl across his skin. And I'm like grabbing him by his cuff.
Your new obsidian
My
necklace.
new beautiful necklace.
That's goth.
And I'll push myself? Sure. Yeah.
Oh, to get a die?
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever you want.
Yeah. Horrible.
Okay, you do not succeed. Jared starts to look even more scared, and he is like, what is this? Get away from me. And he starts like to back away quickly. I think at the same time that Jared kind of like shouts and stumbles away from you, you hear some footsteps behind y'all heading your way, and you hear a woman shout, Jared, what's going on? Who are these people? And she's sort of got a gun raised and pointing in your direction, and you recognize them as more Deathland scavengers behind you.
Is that the consequence?
Yeah.
Can we
that'll be the
resist?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Is it fine?
They always do that.
It's fine. I'll be like, Jared, I warned you. And then you guys have already gone down into the tunnel.
Have they?
Yeah.
Wait, are the footsteps coming toward us from down the tunnel or like from behind us toward the
They're
tunnel?
above ground.
Okay. Oh.
We're like, where'd Jared go?
And Sylph will turn around and face this lady and activate Glorious Visage, and I'll kill her and then catatonic everybody else.
You can't do that all in one.
Why not?
You have to choose their different effects. I don't think you can do them all in one.
Yeah, I can! I get level 3 harm catatonic and also can focus on one person and inflict fatal harm.
You can focus on one person to kill them for 3 stress. I think it's a different stress amount.
It says you may also, which
Yeah,
implies
you can
in
do both,
addition.
but you have.
Instead of you may instead.
Yeah.
Let me find it. Jesus, what page is it on? Should have it listed by now.
I'm pretty sure.
Man, I need to find me a forgotten god.
Dark sugar daddy.
A dark sugar daddy.
Dark sugar daddy. Brown sugar daddy.
It's gonna take me forever to find it.
235.
235. Thank you, Logan. I feel like I was almost there.
It does say in addition.
Mhm.
It does, yeah. For some reason, I thought they were different stress amount, in which case I would have considered them separate. But they
No,
do
I
have the
mean,
same
like, catatonic versus fatal harm really act similar, right? In most cases. It's just a fact of actually killing somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. 3 stress.
Okay. I am going to say, let's see. Let me reread something. Can see. Okay. Yep, that's fine. You suffer 3 stress. The
I
warden
mean,
drops to the
Yeah.
ground, and the well, I mean, they all drop to the ground. Jared, I don't think was looking at you. He'd already started running, so he's not affected.
Okay, bye, Jared. Shattered mind. I think, yeah, the like darkness just takes her, and like her whole body is just encased in shadow. And Sylph's like, oh.
Echo. You just remember in things past, Echo being like, whenever you're in a situation where you can get a crucial item from somebody who you've made catatonic, you should do it, like a gas mask, anything like that. Disguise. Grab it.
Okay, I'll take this gas mask, but it's all black now.
Meanwhile, down in the tunnel. What do you think Sylph's doing up there? I heard Jared just
Oh,
bonding.
she's-
I bet they're going to be great friends, don't you think?
I'm just so excited to have another member of our
I
crew.
know. I just she
It'll be
seems to really
s-
take a liking to him. I'm sure she's protecting him up there.
I'm sure. We can never let him find out that she was the one that knocked him out in the
I know
first
that would be
place.
so embarrassing.
Okay,
She truly
so,
knew.
you just need to navigate these tunnels over to where you think it's gonna go.
Has the tier
should-
done anything interesting?
It seems to be showing you a lot, like a couple different locations. There's definitely one that's strongest out of them all, and you're pretty sure that's the key because it's been mentioned to be very powerful. Other than that, no, I think it's pretty tame.
Can we just follow it, or do we have to make like a roll to follow?
You can just follow it. I think unless just follow it, we'll roll fate to see if something happens. If like something gets in your way, otherwise you roll an action to see how successful, like to get a like you.
I'll
do I
proceed
want to phrase this?
cautiously. I'll follow it.
You're more likely to get a 6 if you roll an action. Otherwise, we'll just do a fate to see how successful you are.
Can we
just following.
prowl? Can we like prowl while following it? Group prowl? I don't know if that's helpful.
You could try. I mean, the thing is, it's pitch black, so you need a light, and the second thing is that it emits light itself. So I don't. It's gonna be
that's
challenging
fine.
to prowl.
I'll survey to like make sure we're not like walking onto like a path that's just gonna crumble away into nothing, and like that we're not just stumbling into stuff.
Why are these buildings so unstable? Rude.
I know, rude.
Oh, Echo, I got
Hundreds
you
of
a
years
gas
old.
mask.
Oh, thanks. Where's Jared?
Jared didn't want to come down here, so he's still up there.
True, he is alive. He's just not with us anymore.
Okay.
I'm like, thanks, Echo. Thanks, Sylph. Whoever you are. Thanks, myself.
You're welcome.
Hey, you'll probably just be risky standard.
Risk standard. Critical 5.
Critical 5. Okay. So, let's see. You follow along this sort of pathway, and you see it eventually, like you uh, are able to tell you're getting closer and closer. That sort of like beacon is getting closer to the sort of heart of the tier. So you can tell you're pretty close. As you follow this, you see it's a pretty winding path with different pieces sort of branching off, and you take the right turns to whatever to get wherever you need to go. Eventually, though, you end up in a sort of large, like, antechamber underground, and you can see sort of roughly carved sort of pillars holding up this sort of tall ceiling, at least like 30 feet or so, as well as sort of alcove carved into the sides, which have different figures and statues posed, as well as what looks like different altar pieces almost, basically. Um, and as you enter this main antechamber, you also see that across the way, there is basically two like wrought iron, pitch black metal gates that are sort of blocking off a passageway that leads even further, and the tier is kind of like showing you that you have to get past those gates. Um, as you as you enter this um, sort of antechamber, like I said, you hear a sort of like strange snuffling sound, and you can
I did not
you
expect that
s-
verb. Or that verb.
The snuffling is not a sound I want to hear.
you hear a strange snuffling, and as well as sort of this horrible scent of decay and death. And you notice a lot of just sort of bones littered about, and you see sort of rising from its haunches, snuffling and kind of getting up on its legs, this strange beast that you've never seen before. It's almost like a mutated sort of I want to say like a it's almost like reptilian crocodile kind of like, but it's also got fur on it and a snout a little closer to like a mammal's sort of jaws, but it's got like the long tail and it's got a weird
What are his
amalgamation of
eyes like? I feel like this is key information. Are they dog eyes or reptile eyes?
There I think it has more like reptilian style eyes.
Hmm.
Can
And you
I
see,
resist the consequence?
yeah. So resisting the consequence would be resisting it noticing you. So
Okay.
the creature is still in this, and it's very large. I'm gonna say like at least 15 feet long, going from snout to tail, and it's about 6 feet high once it's on its legs.
It's XXL goat size.
Yes.
XXL goat sized.
What is with these goats out here?
And it's sort of growling now. Like
I've
making
never seen a goat
roaring
like that
noise
before.
deep in
What
its
type
throat.
of? What type of?
The Tycherousi
resist?
goat. We have those in Tycherousi.
Probably whatever. There's one for like being noticed, isn't there?
No.
Yeah,
It says deception
insight-
and understanding.
Oh, yeah.
Deception and understanding.
Yeah. Insight's what we use for being noticed.
Yeah, we've used that in the past because it's the understanding that
Yeah.
you're there.
Oh,
Whoa!
Wow. Okay, perfect.
Nice.
I just calm your weird goat body.
It kind of like
You're like, I'm
sniff
used to these
snuffles
bodies.
a bit more, and maybe you pick up a, I don't know, maybe you pick up a bone or something and throw it in the other direction, and it kind of lumbers off over in there to
I
snuffle.
reach into a box, pull out a live rat, and throw it toward it.
Yeah, or some eel jerky.
We
I think
have
this
we
is
have
fun.
like
So
bazooka launched rat boxes.
here's a fun thing that I think can relate to Sylph. So to Duchess and Echo, this place smells horrid, like
Oh
bestial,
God.
fetid, rotten corpses. To Sylph, it doesn't smell good, but the smell of meat is just inexpressibly enticing, and you can feel yourself starting to salivate over the idea of there being some sort of flesh you can eat in this room.
Oh,
I
hate it.
think you should either roll an action roll or a resistance roll to not start trying to find meat to eat.
Yeah.
Or
I don't really want to roll resistance because
Can I
I
protect
really
her?
don't want to die.
Can I protect her by pulling out some more jerky and being like, just keep chewing on this. Just keep eating this jerky that I have prepared for you. There's no flesh on these bones. Stop rummaging around in them.
no, I don't think so. This is I want Sylph to battle with the consequences of her old god curse.
Can I roll prowl to just move through this room unseen and not bothered by this guy? Like, ooh, look at this! Nom nom!
I'm so unseen that even I don't see
know.
myself. I could also transpowder
Or
you.
finesse is handle a mount. I don't know if that can be used to like handle an animal in general.
What if she prowls?
It is a
to
wild animal.
Give in to getting the meat off the ground, but she does so quietly.
That's what I wanted, yeah.
Yeah. That I would say
Ah,
that.
Got it.
I think if you roll an action, like you'll get the meat and
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
start eating it, but you can
I'm committed to that.
But yeah, if you rolled a resistance
Echo
roll,
is
you
like,
could have
never
not been
again,
affected.
my weird body. Never again. She's eating rotting meat on the floor.
Echo, you're being really insensitive. Our friend is going through a lot right now, and we need to support her as a friend. Okay?
You're not fine.
Gosh, I didn't know she had a weird personality too.
Dysfunctional friends together
Yeah.
forever.
Roll prowl. It's gonna be risky. It's gonna be risky. I think it's gonna be desperate standard.
Okay, desperate, great because of my fine shadow cloak.
I'm gonna say no because the desperation's from this creature and it uses scent to find
Ooh,
things.
okay.
mostly.
I'm gonna take Daredevil,
Should be
obviously,
snuffling.
because that's always the play.
That's snuffling, though.
Keep in mind, you might need to resist something and not die forever.
And I can't resist. I can't take another hit for.
I have armor. It'll be fine.
I guess I can resist other things for you. Yeah, you're fine. Go to.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine.
Maybe my greater effect is that this doesn't give me horrific diseases.
I would like to
Yeah, your
request.
greater effect will be you find a slightly fresher piece of meat that had been recently chewing on. And you make it over to this pile as it sort of snuffles in the opposite direction where Duchess threw a bone earlier. And you prowl over to its little carcass pile, and you see, I mean, there's definitely some human remains in there, but there's also just a lot of just like water creatures, like weird, strange fish, strange eels, also some strange land creatures that you weren't even sure existed anymore. But you find whatever looks freshest, and you grab it and just start chowing down.
I pull out a
That
bottle
raw-
of mushroom sauce that I brought along in my snack bag and start dipping it and eating it.
Can we see you, or have you just like disappeared?
Yeah.
Echo, do you think she's all right?
No.
Maybe she's just really hungry.
That's for sure.
I think
be like,
it's
she's
pretty
been acting-
grotesque.
Do we know about your
Echo does,
curse?
yeah.
I'm like,
Does
it's
Duchess?
it's all part
Probably
of that
not.
weird.
Knows you went through with the ritual. I don't
Yeah,
know
she
if
was there when
knows-
Arana said the god's powers or whatever would be absorbed while it was active. Because I talked to Arana
Right,
about that.
But no one specifically said what your curses would be.
No, but I mean
even know if-
that's true.
Unless you
I don't
told
even know
me.
if Sylph knows exactly what the consequences.
Probably not. I guess it's
Probably not.
the guy is that which hungers, so I think Echo might be able to infer.
I'd just
Maybe.
be like, Duchess, since that ritual on the crazy party boat, let me tell you, good decision not coming. One time that I would say
don't
skip
trust
out on
that
a
weird
boat.
party barge. I keep things earthly and
Menacing.
uninvolved.
Vicious.
Mhm.
Yes.
Never mess with forces beyond your control.
Never mess with supernatural forces. That's my motto, and I stick to that.
I know you do. I can see that about you. There's no reason why we're here other than earthly ones.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna be like, I don't know, bro. She's been real weird since that ritual. And Arana said that some weird crap could happen because of the gods, and I think that's
Echo, do you want some? It's really good.
Hash. Thanks, Boo. I'm a pass. You know, my weird body doesn't
Okay, that
interact well.
creature is snuffling a little bit, but it's gonna eventually turn its attention back to you. You're pretty sure.
Okay, I'm
so-
like, come on, we gotta go.
Over
Yeah.
here.
I think you
Get your
can take
ass
the
over
meat
here.
with you if you like.
I gather up some more.
little
Fed
bit.
and meat. That's fine.
Duchess, do you want
Get over here.
do you want some?
Yes,
I'll
I
give
would
you-
love some.
Oh, here you go.
I throw it on the ground.
It's a waste of good food.
You're wrong. What's wrong with me? Let me try again. Throw that shit on the ground. Are you done? Let's go.
I pick it up and start munching on it.
So grimy.
Oh god.
That's that good crunch. That
I'm
good
just
good
like-
crunch.
I just you hear Echo like, ooh.
Everybody roll resistance, not to immediately roll. No, you're okay.
It's a good thing
all
Steph
right.
discovered germ theory yesterday, so he's gonna be able to treat you with some whatever you're gonna need.
A lot.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So you make it over to the far side, and it's a pretty large, like arched entryway, which I mentioned has like a one black, thick barred, sort of ornate wrought iron gate in front of it. Then there's just like, a small little passageway, and then there's a second one behind that. It's solid stone on the other side. And through the bars, though, of the gates, you can see that there is what looks to be a black key sitting on a sort of raised dais. Dais? How do you say that word? I say it
Dais.
wrong.
I think.
It's one of those words people say it either way, but yeah, I would say dice.
Dais. And it's not. It's like an oversized sort of vaguely key shape, but you can tell it's like a black, deep black, glassy, sort of slightly amorphous. Looks like it's been sort of molten at some point and then hardened into this black, glassy shape. And it is pretty obvious to all three of you that like a lot of spirit energy is surrounding this key.
Is it? I'm sorry. Is it between the two gates, or is it past both of them?
Past the gates.
Past both of them. Okay.
Past both the gates. The gates, you can see they have some ancient writing on them. That's about as much as I can tell you.
Are
Now
they?
you doing something to find out more information?
Do they have like
There.
an obvious lock on them, or are they just?
They do look like they have a lock where a key can go. Yes.
Okay.
Can I attune, but attune with He Who Walks in Darkness? Like, connect with him and see if he can read these runes and tell me about them? Is that something that is even remotely possible?
I could just study them.
We're like, please don't bring your boss
I
into it.
don't think so.
Okay, yeah.
I think that is a bit above his, or below, very below his pay grade.
Below his pay grade.
That's funny.
He would not help with such trifling.
Gosh,
Okay.
him and the
He's
hive
kind
are
of
so high
beyond
and mighty.
language, even. So I
Yeah.
don't even know if he would know.
Yeah.
He might be able to tell you other stuff, but
What's your study? You work at a university.
she's a
One.
fake university
One.
professor.
Okay.
I am a practical learner. Experiential learning is mine.
I have been talking a lot with my good friends, my good Judies, the dimmer Judies.
The dimmer duties.
And
Judy, and Judy.
Judy, and Judy. All the last letter is different. One's a Y, one's an E, one's an I.
I think one of those is pronounced Jude.
It has an accent on it.
Oh, it has Jude.
It has two E's. Okay, one has two E's at
Oh,
the end.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
I guess could I flashback to, because I asked them about this key, I think, before.
Yeah, you'd searched their library previously.
So could I flash back to like see if I had? No, that's not a flashback. Can I just see if I had studied these runes? Maybe like I'm like, oh, I remember what these say, or
Yeah, I think it would still be a flashback. It would just be
flashback.
zero cost flashback.
okay,
Anything that happens in the past is a flashback tech.
yeah, okay. So I guess maybe I don't know. Duchess isn't very good with stuff, so maybe I consort with them to be like, what might I encounter? Oh, runes? Why don't you just give me a crash course in runes real quick?
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. Consort. I think you're gonna be controlled. Probably. Well, so if you want to really know these runes, I think you're gonna have to do more research. I think the Dimmer Sisters can tell you like runes are used for arcane stuff. Like it could be a ritual, could be a spell, could be a message, could be a barrier, a trap, some sort of magic effect. You're not really sure. If you wanted to specifically, they're not gonna necessarily know like these specific runes, but you could try and like research runes of this time period somehow.
I guess yeah. Could I, instead of consorting, then just like study?
That might make more sense because
Okay.
Or you would have to consort with someone else, maybe.
No, I'll
Who's, like,
study.
an expert.
I don't trust anybody. Okay.
Okay. So, that, like I said, zero stress fast flashback. I think you'll be control limited.
Control limited. I will push myself for
Sure.
effect, or is that just die?
Yeah.
You'd think I would remember how
Do
to
that.
play.
Either or.
Either or, okay. So control standard?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Okay, so you can press on by seizing a risky opportunity or try a different approach. So you can move down to risky limited, and you would lose your push. You still have to pay for your
I did, yeah.
push stress, yeah. Or you can try again at controlled limited with a different action roll.
Maybe could I just no, I probably can't survey, can I? Or could I?
No, I don't think it's the kind of
Yeah.
in-depth information you
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
I mean, you could survey a situation to try and see if there's any clues about what it is. But that would just tell you stuff about the now.
Does anyone have any ideas?
I mean, I could flash back to go visit Mia.
No, let's not bring that witch into
Always
this.
visit Mia.
Me and Mia are drinking buds, and it's the best chaotic pair ever. Yeah, I don't know. I could ask her to like make an object that would help us like get to the key or like nullify any magic, because I'm gonna be like, we're going to the Deathlands. There's
Mhm.
gonna be crazy magic.
You also have a ghost on retainer at the
Oh, we
moment,
do have a
Oh,
and
we
ghost on
do have
retainer.
a-
Tune.
Jared.
Jared, why are you a ghost now? What happened?
Jared too.
Jared Sr. This is Jared's great-great-grandfather
True.
who died in the district.
Deathlanding has been in their family for a long time.
I mean, are the gates actually actively magical, or do the runes just say something?
Why don't you find out somehow?
I'll roll a tune. Just to
Okay.
see.
Tune.
Roll a tune. Risky standard to a tune. You can tell it's dangerous to be using a tuning this close to the
No, I'm fine.
well. Okay,
No,
you're
I'm
fine.
fine. No, Doug, I'm fine.
You
Nah, I'm fine.
attune to this.
I got my meat.
Sort of
I am on fire.
to the ghost field. You can see that there's a
Terrifying.
lot of energy swirling around. You can see sort of previous spectral images of cultists who used to be kind of walking through this area. You see even sort of like a quick flash of like someone placing the key on the dais, and like these gates being shut and then sealed somehow.
Mm.
You can tell that they are magical.
Yeah.
They have something to them that is
Protecting.
you can
the
tell they're
key.
magical
Yeah. I assume
Yeah,
that it's
to
like
protect the key.
if this was D&D, that would be abjuration for sure.
You don't know how they're necessarily protected or magical, but they are magical.
Sylph just sits in the corner and with her meat and like sets it on the ground with the dipping sauce. So like, all right, Duchess, go get your key. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I can't.
Thank you for your words of encouragement.
This is the sassy issue of Foxfire.
You hear snuffling in the distance.
Oh, I think your friend wants some of that meat.
Yeah, you'd best hurry. He might want to eat you.
Oh, Echo's like, okay, princesses, break it up. She whips out. I was gonna say I did flashback to going to Mia to get some.
You're gonna flashback to Mia? Okay,
Yeah.
well we gotta break that down so we can figure out what's going on. So you're gonna flashback to Mia.
Yeah. I'm
What
gonna
do you
say, Mia, we gotta retrieve this big scary artifact in this big scary area with lots of ghosts and things. Can you think of anything, darling? Anything that would help me? Maybe something that like scares away ghosts, maybe something that nullifies ancient magic spells or curses. Anything like that.
Just the typical gear.
Anything that might, scare away a demon. Just casually asking.
Okay, let's see. So, um,
Because she made me a magical artifact. She has done that before.
she did, yeah, she did. I think she can try and make you one again. It'll be trying to decide if I want to make you acquire an item or if I just want to make you pay the stress. I'll just make you pay 2 stress,
Sweet.
and Mia will say, "Well, those ancient magics, they're powerful, to put it mildly, but they're also usually a little weaker after having been hanging around for so long. Let me see if I can whip something up that will help you out." She creates sort of, I think, I think it
Like a
takes a long time. That's why it costs so much stress.
Ah.
She has you fetch stuff for her and fetch
It's
like
totally fine.
books and things. And then by the end of it, she creates a little talisman on a sheet of paper, and she says, "This should nullify some. It should counteract some of the ancient magic. I don't know if it'll work for everything, but it might be able to help you."
Great.
So
Do
you
I
have
get?
that
Is there
now.
like a time limit to it, or
But
is it like one use? One use on one
I think it's
magic
a
kind of a thing?
one use on one magic sort of thing.
Okay. Okay.
That's Mia's style.
Perfect. I give her 3 bottles of my best eel's breath, and I tell her that she's a real pal. And
That's
if
what's
she,
stressful, is parting with that eel's breath.
it was real hard. And so you guys are arguing, and I'm just like, oh. All right, break it up. And I take that talisman and I stick it right on the lock and key of the first gate. And I back
Okay.
away, and I drag them quickly away from
Yeah, that's a
the
great
gate.
idea. You quickly see some sparking and like electricity and sort of light glowing from the runes and from the talisman, and the talisman just starts to like smolder along the edges before it burns away in a burst of flames, and you can see sort of suspended there is the diagram and the runes that she had written out, and you can tell that the magics have faded because you hear kind of a little bit of like a click, and the first gate sort of ekes itself open. The second
I pick
lays
up a
before you.
bone and I like poke the gate open.
How like, I'm thinking, is the key, it's pretty large, right?
The black slag key is probably about like that big or so. I'd say about like 8 inches, 8 maybe 10 inches, probably about that. Like it's, when I say vaguely key shape, I mean it's kind of got like the stem, a little bit of like a hand holding area, and it's got like the hint of like maybe a blade
It's
sort
like
of
the
thing, but it doesn't
ceremonial
even really
key to
have
the
teeth.
city.
But it's
Yeah,
too big
it's
to fit like through the gate. I couldn't just like stick something through and pull it back through the gate. Or the
you could
bar's wide enough.
try. I don't know how that would work.
Just
There's about
sledgehammer
like
that second.
there's about like an 8-foot gap between the 2 gates, and so it's like just a little entryway tunnel
Mhm.
that the gate creaks open.
A
You
foyer,
can
if you
get to
will.
the second one.
We can get to the
Yeah,
second
something
gate.
like that.
Okay.
Second gate.
It's got like an airlock, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Not
We're
distressing
like,
at all.
it's so powerful, we need to contain it twice.
That's a 2 gates. Okay. I think I will try to just avoid opening this gate. See if I can, I don't know, I whip out a giant pole that's 10 feet long, and it has a magnet for obsidian on the far side.
For obsidian, interesting. That
It's one of
incredibly
those things that
ferric.
you like pick up garbage with, but it's really long, and I'm going to grab it. What would that be to do that, Sean?
Okay. Let's see. I think that definitely be sounds like finesse. If you wanted to actually
In our
try
climbing
that.
gear, we have grappling hooks.
I don't think they're big enough to get a whole grappling hook through.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I would imagine the bars are about like spaced.
Details. Okay, fine.
If you wanted to try it, and I won't guarantee success.
Okay, so what if it's like I take rope, tie a little loop, and then I also have a stick, and I'm just like trying to drop the rope using the stick onto the key so that I can start pulling it toward us. And it might take me a few tries if it's just like falls off the dais, and then I have to like get it back closer.
Yeah, you can try that. So, okay. So you want to drop a rope on top of the key.
Yeah, just so
using
I can
like an
start like
extendable pole, I guess.
yeah,
Or like
a
lasso.
stick, a big bone, something.
You're like,
I think
Echo, you Sylph, you done with that?
Oh, thank you. What about this one? Thank you. What? Okay, another one. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you'll need a couple. It's not exactly in arm's reach. Okay. And so if you want to do that, sounds like finesse still, like I
Mhm.
said. You're probably desperate because you've got a giant creature behind you that wants to eat you eventually. And I think your effect's going to be limited because you're not using a great tool to get this. Also, you're trying to do it through a gate under a time limit. And it's a magical artifact of immense power.
But they didn't prepare for rope.
They never thought about
They
rope.
didn't think about rope.
Someone wanna?
Do you want a setup action
Sure.
or an assist? I don't care.
Either.
What's
What's your finesse?
2.
What if
I'm
I tell you
especially
to
good
do
with
this,
rigging.
and then I assist you by telling you about this great idea I have
Okay.
that I've been thinking about every possible
And I'm like, oh,
obstacle.
it's just like fishing.
Mhm.
Got it.
Yes. Yeah. Just imagine. Close your eyes. You're on a boat.
I fish all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Stardew Valley prepped me well. Okay.
Pull out
Great.
your fishing rod and you cast into that.
It's
dark
iridium.
abyss.
Iridium level fishing rod.
And I will use foresight to assist her.
Okay.
And what does
Sure.
foresight do for me?
It's a free assist. So
Okay.
an extra die, I think.
Okay.
Yes, but you're still desperate limited. Which limited means you won't get your full
Limited.
effect.
Desperate limited.
So you could
Can
push
I
yourself
attune?
to
Would attuning first to like set myself up help? Can I set myself up?
Yeah, you can set yourself up. I mean, you have to roll a separate action roll, so that has separate consequences. You could, maybe. I don't think it makes a ton of sense. It's a physical object that you're trying to mess with.
Well, I
I
meant
mean,
the
gate
gates.
is magical.
The gate is what I meant. Like I realize
haven't
I'm
really
going to have
figured
to
out.
reach through a magical gate.
Right, you don't quite know what the second gate does yet.
Yeah.
Just don't touch it.
Do you want to
It's
try and
like
figure that out?
Operation.
Let's put on my rubber gloves. I'll be
I
like,
think I don't think attuning would tell you what the gate does.
Oh.
That would be, you'd need more like a knowledge-based thing, like study or.
Can I assist her with foresight and then also set her up doing something else?
Yeah, because the assist is just assisting, and then you could do an actual action to set up.
Okay. I will set you up. Maybe.
I turn to Sylph and I say, "Hold my eel jerky."
It's immediately eaten.
Sylph is very content over there.
I know.
She's
She's running out
watching
of
with amusement
mushroom
with
sauce.
her, with her TV
Mushroom.
snacks.
Like survey or study. I want to try and get her the best possible positioning based on angles and such. And oh, here, let me get you a rock, and then you can stand on it, and it'll be easier, and you don't have to
Have this rock, darling.
have
Yeah,
this
I
rock.
mean that sounds like survey.
Okay.
Your survey roll will be desperate standard.
Desperate standard. 6.
Okay, so you help her calculate the best angle to get up there. I think you find maybe a little nook, a brick that's out of place, and you give her a little push up onto there, so she's got the height advantage, and are kind of guiding her slowly
Yep.
through the
Backseat
process.
Fisher.
Yeah, exactly.
No, my left.
Backseat Fisher.
We have the same left.
Click faster. Okay.
So
and-
helpful.
So that's just a setup for your finesse action, which is
Okay.
was desperate limited up to desperate standard. You're also being assisted, so you get an extra die. Did you want to do anything else?
Can I accept the
yourself.
devil's bargain for her?
Oh God. I could push myself.
Do you have the stress for that?
Yeah.
What would you be left with?
If I pushed myself, I would have have 4 stress left.
Oh, you're doing fine. Wow.
Yeah. I cleared some stress.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So finesse. What we say risky.
Desperate.
Desperate standard. Standard. Got it. Plus 2 die. Because 1 from Logan, 1 from me pushing myself. And I tie the rope in a super special secret pirate knot.
Ooh,
I
yeah, say the keywords
summon-
with my
Pirate
DXP.
knot.
I summon my seafaring knowledge. This is my prayer.
Going up to the heavens.
It works.
It was a squiggly rope prayer.
It was. I, limber up a little bit because I'm gonna have to be in a weird.
The snuffling's getting louder.
The snuffling's
realize
getting
the
louder.
pressure is
Wiggle
on.
faster!
And I'm
you need
like,
to roll that die.
got this under control. It's gonna be so fun to get that key. I got it.
Alrighty, perfect.
That was
So,
close.
I got it.
you drop that rope right on there. Somehow you're able to snag it right over sort of you kind of drop it on there, give it a little pull with what you're using to hold it, and you're able to just kind of loop it very gently around this sort of blade area of the key onto the main shaft, and you just
I got you.
yoink it right over.
Steady. Not too quick. You're doing great. No pressure. There's stuff.
Okay.
Come to mama.
I
Great.
think once you pull this key and you sort of you get it through that second gate, very quickly you realize all hell breaks loose. I mentioned that it's like a very strong sort of arcane artifact, blah blah blah. I've said that a million times, but it's kind of been keeping.
It's been dampening.
You didn't realize quite how powerful. Yeah, that
Mm.
second gate seemed to have been containing its power a little bit. You've pulled it through, and now, especially Sylph probably, but the other two of you can feel just how strong it is, and you can. I think like there was maybe a little bit of you saw sort of like that ethereal electroplasmic spirit energy kind of swirling around maybe in the room above it, but now that you've pulled it out, like you see them just racing towards that key, and you realize that you've just become like a spirit magnet basically.
All right, neither you can contain this. Give this key to me. I'll take it.
Can I
flashback
to my good Judy's? Judy's.
My good Judy's.
Good Judy's.
Yes.
Chad Judy.
I have a lot of foresight, and I think this is a very powerful artifact. It will probably attract a lot of ghosts and Sylph, and I need that to not happen. So I want to, like have
Like a lead box.
it's sort of like a spirit bottle box where we could just like slip it in it, so it's sort of like shrouded from not like detection, but like it's like a reverse spirit bottle.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. So you basically want to have like a dampening device again for it to keep
Yeah.
its powers from being fully expressed, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. And you think okay, and you want the Dimmer Sisters to help you do that somehow? To help you acquire it? I'm a little. How are you getting it?
I
So you said foresight, which
assume
means you flashback, right?
no. I was
Uh,
saying I have thought of
okay.
everything.
Okay.
She spends a lot of time in her
in
tower
my string
thinking
room,
about
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so much time in the string room.
I figure they trade in weird things. They probably have something like this when they don't want to be detected, and they're like, "Wow, we got to transport this artifact." Like, I'm sure this is a routine thing for them.
Okay. I don't think that's true, but okay. I think they can help you do it. So, well, it sounds like a flashback to the Dimmer
Yeah.
Sisters. I didn't make Sarah acquire an item because those rules are just a pain in the ass. So I don't think you'll have to roll to acquire an item. I think the effectiveness of it is in question, though, because I think this
Perfect.
artifact is beyond the ken of what most anyone in Doskvol has dealt with, even the Dimmer Sisters. So I think you'll need to do a tier roll maybe for the Dimmer Sisters,
Oh,
with +1 because they're experts,
whoa.
and I think they're only. I don't remember what their tier is. What does it say? We got it in the faction list, I'm sure. Let's see. Faction mode. The Dimmer Sisters are only tier 2, so
Oh
they
my
get 3
goodness.
die.
Okay, and is that, I guess, do I still have to make an action roll to get the item from them, or is it just like a stress cost if I do things for them?
I would say a stress cost, probably. I'll say 2 stress, because that's what we did for
that is what I
Vertigo.
The
paid.
going rate for weird arcane items in a flashback.
That's the going rate for this session for weird arcane items. I should make you acquire them, probably, but
Okay. So tier roll. So it's 3.
yeah, 3 dice. So just a fortune 3 die. 6, of course, is complete success. 5 will be partial, and then no success.
My
Ooh.
Judy's. What have you
Judy's
done?
Tell
Judy,
you.
Judy.
They think they know what they're doing. They construct this. I think it's like a. They take like an old jewelry box, maybe like a really nice sort of old, a little louche, but you know, they like the vintage style.
It's perfect. It works exactly as planned, but it's sized for a small key.
No one had any idea what the size was.
I was like, it's just a key. Make it for a key.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
only like maybe 5 inches, and the black slide key is like at least 8. So, and you couldn't quite tell when you were so far away.
I was like, it's
But you
really
get it
close. That's why it looks
And
so
you've got
big.
like you've got it out like ready. You're like, oh my, okay, I just need to get it in there really fast.
And then like the tip
Echo
of it
pulls it out,
fits in.
and you see, and you're like, whoa.
So
I just
good.
imagine you like placing it on it and trying to like close it repeatedly.
Please.
Flip it over,
It's
put
not
it vertically.
Why is it not working?
And you can
Does me
see-
holding
yeah.
it do anything to me, Sean?
Does you holding it do anything? Yeah, sure. Make a resistance roll.
I feel like
Yeah, make a resist.
my weird body is sensitive to things. And I'm
You
unstable.
can either make a resistance roll or let me do whatever you want to your character. Whichever you think is more fun. Do you want to stay in control, or do you want me to give you a fun mission?
Give me a fun mission. I'll let you be crafty.
Okay.
Be kind.
Can I challenge this before you even say anything, Sean?
Not
I
harm related.
don't know if Duchess would even let her touch it. Like, if it gets close enough, I think Duchess has already pushed her out of the way and tried to grab it from her.
Oh God! You
Okay.
pushed me off. My
I
rock.
also
Come on,
want
going
this
on
key.
now.
Oh my
Put
God!
mushroom sauce in the corner.
What is this?
Okay. Well.
We're
I
playing
think we're
Burning
gonna
Wheel the
call it
Sword
here
now.
then. Yeah. Suddenly, it's turned into a PvP game.
This feels very. I feel like
We'll
it's
maybe
2
come up
Sundays
with some
ago.
Yeah, come up with some fun rules to do this contest potentially. But we'll call it there. You've taken the key out. You have it laying. I imagine it kind of
Between
lying
all
on the
3 of us.
floor. Sylph was kind of far away, so we'll keep that in mind. She said she was in the back
She
watching
got
with the
slippery
popcorn.
fingers, mushroom sauce everywhere. She can't grab it. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Greasy
She
hands.
can't grab
She's
it.
been eating meat.
It's not greasy, it's raw. I don't think raw meat is greasy.
I don't know when it decomposes.
I don't even want to think about that. But
So bad.
I'll might do some blocks, something. Who knows? We'll see, and we'll figure out.
Echo
who
just wants
gets
to go
the black
home.
sword. In the darkness, you hear more snuffling and little stumps.
Get out of here, Snuffles. We're dealing with this inter-party conflict.
The Snuffleupagus is here, and he's hungry.
You're best friends with Big Bird. This should be nice.
Big Bird emerges from the darkness. Pitch black eyes, red feathers,
Echo just sits
and a
next to it,
maw
and
filled with teeth.
they just sit next to each other, watching as Duchess
two
and
of you
Sylph
fight? Yeah.
Snuffles hands
I
eat some
make a
rotted
new
meat.
animal friend. We run off together.
It's a big Marge, actually, in the darkness. Ready. You hear clucking in the distance.
Ominous clucking.
But we'll see how
Perfect.
all this works out. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And next week, we'll be back with more Tales from the Loop. Don't even want to go into all that craziness. There's bots on the loose. There's infectious robot DNA. There's murders. Who knows what else is next? There's giants.
There's a Jared that hasn't abandoned anybody yet. Wow.
I don't know. He's a mystery, Jared. We don't know how
He
he
is a
works.
mystery, Jared.
It's a superhuman Jared. We're not sure what's going on there. but
Next
we'll
goal,
find out.
Make a sweatshirt that just says Jared, 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 Jared.
I
Jared,
want
Jared,
it.
Jared. Yeah, me too.
Perfect. Well, tune in next week, and we hope to see you soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye.